You're listening to Desynced Nerds, a Nintendo Switch podcast. This is episode 42, airing on Monday, the 23rd of July. We're your hosts. I'm Colin, he's Devon, bringing you all the latest news and hot topics from around the internet. This week we have, it's time to buy Hollow Knight, Devon. Octopath Traveler is selling out, coming back, and then selling out immediately again. And is Digimon making a comeback? But first, Devon, Weekend Gaming, what you been doing?
Octopath. Also, Enter the Gungeon. So I can't buy Hollow Knight because I bought Enter the Gungeon on an impulse because it was like, I think I spent like $3.20 or something with my gold coins. So, like, at $3.20 for what is pretty widely a perfectly rated game, like I couldn't keep saying no. So,
How much time have you put into that? Enough to like make a judgment?
Yeah, I like it, but it's definitely not something that I'm not gonna break 100 hours on it. I'll say that, and I have done that with other roguelike games. So. Bullet hells are weird, man. That genre, like, there's something about having to keep track of everything that my brain doesn't handle it at all. So,
I mean, coming from League of Legends, it can't be more. Is it?
Yeah.
I mean, some fights actually get really crazy. Some of the, like, the double bullet boss, oh my god, every time. It just gets me every time.
You're just like, I can't keep track.
Any other boss is whatever. Totally easy mode. But the double bullets, forget it.
I've not even played enough to actually know what that is. I've not beat a level 2 yet, so.
I think you get random bosses every level, and he's a random level 1, I think. And that's just, my run just ends at level friggin' 1 when I get the double bullets.
Just be better.
Oh my god, I've tried so hard, and I suck so bad.
In any case, if you have any interest in that kind of game, now is the time to buy it because it's basically free, so. But yeah, also Octopath.
Is it Hollow Knight basically free?
Hollow Knight's like 15, so yes, 15 or 20.
How far are you in Octopath?
I don't
An
want to talk
Octopath
about
Traveler.
Octopath Traveler. Yeah. I have everybody's chapter 1 done except for Alphen. So not at all far.
Oh, okay. So you don't even have all the characters yet. Have you started Elfin's chapter?
No, I just finished Primrose's.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Which is, I knew that one was dark, but oh my god, I couldn't, like, there were very...
It only gets better.
Yeah. Does it actually, like, get better?
Oh yeah, darker.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
There were actually so many moments where I'm just like, that just happened. Like, I think at one point I actually paused the game and went to our direct chat and was just like, this is Nintendo. I don't understand.
I had some of that too. I was just like, did they really just? Yeah, they really just. Wow, okay.
So that's been fun. What about you? What have you played?
Octopath Traveler. I know it's this game you've probably never heard of. I finished the chapter 4s for Honnet, Cyrus, Therion, and Ophelia, and now I'm going through the chapter 4s for the rest of them. Right now, I'm doing Tressa. So obviously, I still have to do Tressa, Olbrich, Alphen, and some forgettable character. I don't know. No, that's it actually. Yeah, that's it. Those are the last 3. And you can switch out your starter character, your main character, once you've completed their chapter 4. So don't worry too much about whoever you picked. Ophelia.
Yeah, Ophelia.
Yeah. Honestly, Ophelia makes a really good Starseer unit. So when you get, and Starseer is a really easy shrine boss to kill. So just go get that. Just go get it. It's a hidden job type.
Okay, yeah, you're saying things, and I'm like, I don't even know what that means, so...
When you get to that point, you'll be like, oh, Starseer Shrine. Yeah, okay, I need to prioritize this and give it to Ophelia. I say that, I have it on my Cyrus, but that's whatever.
Cyrus is OP, how dare you take that away from him?
Exactly, that's why I gave him Starseer. And I'm ridiculously struggling with the Sorcerer one, because I'm dumb. But anyway, yeah, that's it, that's all I did.
Oh, yeah.
Well, Luigi, winner!
All right, first thing up. Nintendo polled Japanese gamers for the eShop game that they recommended the most. What do we got?
So the full link's in the show notes, but basically it's Hollow Knight, number 1, Celeste is number 2, and Colin, it's Yooka-Laylee. I feel like...
I mean, I enjoyed it. I just hate those games. I enjoyed it for as long as I could stand it. Just like Smell, I enjoyed that as long as I could stand it.
I'm just saying, Yooka-Laylee is obviously an amazing game.
when it comes out, I think it's next month. It's going to be on limited run games. I'm going to buy it, so I'm dumb.
You'll just have it again.
Dumb. I'm just dumb.
It's like this game that you'll never actually play for more than an hour, but you own it once already, and you're gonna own it again.
In my brain, I have this flight to Japan that's like 1 billion hours coming up, and in my brain, I tell myself I'm gonna play it then. I'm totally not gonna play it then, but in my brain, I might. So, I want the options, you know.
Yeah,
it's 14 hours. I want to not get bored.
So you just have everything ever.
I'll just buy everything. Yes, I'll be like Riru and have 2 million games on my Switch.
You got to get that terabyte SD card first, though. In any case, yeah, this means that I'm buying Hollow Knight when I get bored of Octo, because that one's been kind of on my to-do list for a while, and yeah, as this next story will also pull up, there's a lot going on in that game, and yeah.
All right, transition. Hollow Knight is getting a 4th free content pack at the end of August.
So it'll be called Gods and Glory. It will be the largest yet, according to them. I didn't know that they were doing free DLC. Like, I didn't realize that was a thing. But yeah, apparently this is the 4th one, so there's a lot of it. I am terrified because how long to beat for this game averages at 32 hours. And I don't know if that takes into account the DLC extras, so even if it does, that's still terrifying. That's a long time to play for a $15 indie game. Like,
it's a lot of value there, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not complaining. Don't take that the wrong way. It's just, oh god, so many long titles. Because if I play Monster Hunter like I expect to, that's gonna be 100+ hours as well, and I have stuff to do. I need to find a new job. Like,
you have a life to live.
Yeah, but instead it's just Switch games. This is my new existence.
Something. How do you handle the backlog? I don't. I add to it. Yeah.
I really wanted to make that a whole segment, and then you were like, "But I have no strategy." And I was, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, the strategy is: am I done that one? Okay, then I'm allowed to move on. But then every time I go to move on, I'm like, "Oh, but that just came out, and I'd rather play that." That's the strategy. I don't. But anyway, let's move on. Germany bans retailers offering pre-orders without concrete release dates.
So, in concept, I think this is amazing. There was somebody posted in the comment of the one news article I saw for this, was that they had a receipt for a pre-order for Duke Nukem Forever that was dated 2001. That game came out in 2011. He had that pre-order for 10 years. Like, that's not great business. Like, it's just a bad look. So if we can move away from that being a thing that happens,
But hold on, is that such a bad thing? Like, is that such a frequent thing that it warrants? That's a bad apple, and you're ruining it for all the rest of the apples because there's one bad apple in that bag. Like that doesn't happen often. That happens super rarely. I mean, maybe 6 months is like the worst I've ever seen outside of Duke Nukem, or a year is the worst I've ever seen outside of Duke Nukem. Actually, when was Kingdom Hearts 3 promised?
Or the Final Fantasy VII remake?
It's still not 10 years. Final Fantasy VII was never really promised. It was just like teased.
Ah, okay.
We've just been waiting for it forever. We haven't been able to pre-order it for forever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of draconian, in my opinion. I like the idea, like you said, but come on, relax. It's not that big a deal.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like, honestly, this is mostly unenforceable. Like, even with Duke Nukem Forever, and even if you said, the release date is January or December 31st of the year, and then come December 28th, you say, oh, it's been pushed back a year. Like, you just do that every year. Like, I don't see how
for
that's
10 years.
Yeah, I don't see how that's any different from functionally what happened. It's just a press release. That they don't, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. If it stops people from...
I like the idea of it.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I'm at. If it stops stuff like from just being announced and GameStop taking money... Like, okay, so for Amazon, I absolutely think this is silly. Oh, that's interesting. I think for Amazon, this is silly because Amazon doesn't take your money until you actually pay for it, or until it actually ships, so it doesn't really matter. You're not losing out on anything for that, so... GameStop is where it starts to be a problem for me, because I know that they do take money. So
Yeah, but you can also move it around in GameStop. You can be like, oh, I don't want that one. Move it over to this one. Or take that pre-order and let me put it towards this backpack that I want. And I know that because I did that.
Well, yeah. The EU is always very much so, more consumer
Ahead
rights
of the
focused.
curve. Yeah.
Also that, yeah. I mean, in here we're just told to suck it up. So here being the States.
Yeah. Anyway, let's move on. The next super rare games to come were detailed.
Yeah. So the next one is Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time, which is one of those. It's one of the co-op games that people suggest. If you say, "Hey, I want a local co-op game, what do I play?" People all say, this is one of them. Which is weird because I've never actually seen gameplay of it. I don't really know anything about it. I just know that it's one that people suggest. In any case, pre-orders are currently open. There's a link in the show notes for that, and they are 35 USD, 30 euros, and 34. No, that's pounds. 30 pounds, 34 euros. I know British stuff or European stuff, and the game is going to ship August 16th. So I'm just playing to my strengths, man. I'm a dumb American, and that I fully wear that badge with pride. So yeah, this is a thing. We also got from them a list of their next 9 games. Oh, welcome back.
Was I gone there? Oh, I didn't even know.
Yeah, what'd you have to say?
No, nothing.
Okay.
I was just trolling you.
Okay. So yeah, they also didn't announce the next 9 games. I'm just gonna move us on because you're having internet issues. And all 9 of them will be out over the rest of this current year. So we have Mutant Mudds Collection, which this is another one of those that's like, it was a big deal when it came to the Switch. People were really excited about it, but I still don't know anything about it. Yeah. So, Worms Weapons of Mass Destruction, which is, I'm into Worms if it has online multiplayer. That's really the requirement for me. Knights of Pen and Paper 1 and 2. Those are fun games. I don't know that they're worth a $35 cartridge, but they're definitely fun games, and I enjoyed them on my phone, which to me kind of feels like where they belong. Faerun Collection, I don't know what that is.
Oh my god, you would love Faerun. Faerun is it's like your favorite Zelda puzzle version of that.
I think we've talked about this, and you blew my mind that you'd played this. Yeah. Okay, yeah.
I had it on 3DS. It was a great bathroom game.
Mm-hmm.
Great bathroom game. I honestly feel like you'd really like that if you gave it a try. Okay. But I mean, you don't have room on your schedule for that. Where are you going to pencil that in? 2020?
That sounds about right. I mean, that's reasonable. Echo in the Twitch chat was just like, Monster Hunter is a job, so
yeah,
this is my life. So yeah, there's no room. Styrian Binary Stars. I don't know how to pronounce binary apparently. N++, the Adventure Pals, and then the aforementioned Lovers in a Dangerous Space-Time. And again, I don't know what half of these are, so I don't know. I feel like that kind of says a lot about what they do. Without throwing shade, I feel like Limited Run picks a very few very big games. The games that they pick are fairly well known, and they're stuff that people are talking about. And maybe I just haven't been paying attention as much as I have, but a lot of these feel like kind of bottom shelf indies. And again, with Knights of Pen and Paper, I'm gonna throw shade there. That's a phone game. It's just a phone game, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed those games, but they're phone games, and that. So I don't know. All I'm saying is Limited Run Games does it better.
I agree. They're doing ukulele, so I agree. They're actually doing. There's like 2 or 3 Golf Stories. That's the other one that I was thinking of. Golf Story and ukulele are coming up, and I'm gonna just buy both because I hate myself.
But you might actually play Golf Story because Golf Story is legitimately really fun.
That's what I keep hearing. It's like you and that Enter the Gungeon. Just you keep hearing about it, so okay, fine, I'll buy it.
Just try the game. Shut up.
Yeah, exactly. All right, let's move along. So our favorite controller brand is releasing a series of DIY kits for OG controllers.
Yep. So, I didn't actually put this anywhere in here. It's 8-Bit Do. That's our favorite controller brand. Which I learned that they're the Super NES Pro Controller thing that they're making with the handles is coming out this December. So that's exciting. Ooh. And it's $50. So that's definitely gonna pre-order that when that comes up because that's what I need. Anyway, yeah, so they made some DIY kits and they're interesting. So you'll take an older controller and you swap out the circuit board and it'll make that controller then Bluetooth enabled with their little Bluetooth dongle that they sell. It's
an old controller as in like this? I can take this and put it in a different case?
We'll get there. There's a list. Hold on.
Okay.
It's meant to be very simple. So they ship it with a screwdriver, and that is the only tool that you need to do it. And then these kits are for the SNES, the NES, and the Mega Drive / Genesis controllers, depending on what country you're in. For the Nintendo ones, they work with both the original OG SNES and NES controllers, as well as the re-released Classic Edition controllers. So they're covering their bases. I don't actually know if that removes the cord for it, though. That would be an important question. Because it almost seems like it has to if there's going to be a Bluetooth antenna on it, but I don't know. In any case, this is an interesting idea. They're like $20 too. They're super cheap, so if you have any interest in that sort of thing. But also, every single one of these controllers... No, actually, the Genesis controller's not bad. The Nintendo controllers are a crime against humanity, and they need to go away and never be seen again. Are you going to buy
wrong,
one?
And I hate you. I might. I don't know. I'll look at it. The Genesis... I will agree the Genesis ones were like ahead of their time, and I really like them.
Oh, show. I think...
But I mean, I haven't played the Genesis. I played SNES a bit, and that's why I bought the SNES one.
Yeah. But the Genesis controller is actually reasonable. Anyway, yeah.
It is.
Do you have a SNES controller lying around, or like, would you have to find one?
I'd have to go to the local retro game store and get one.
Yeah.
But I mean, that might be worth it. That's cool. That's really cool.
That is pretty cool.
All right, let's take her away. Octopath's best-selling game in Japanese, US, and Australian eShops.
Yep. So, and this may be because of the shortages last week and this week and going until the end of August, I think, for Japan. So it was out of stock yesterday when I wrote the show notes, and then I checked this morning again, and it is in stock will be in stock on the 28th in NA. It is out of stock in Japan still, and will be out of stock until, I don't even remember if they said. They didn't say. They
2020.
Yeah, basically. So it sold 110K in Japan physical alone, and the next highest game for that week was Captain Toad at 41K. So this game is doing wild. And Square was worried about it. Everybody was worried about this game, and it's just like monster.
Well, Square was worried about it because they started making this for the NX, like we talked about last show. Like they had no idea if this was going to be Wii U 2 or not. So, yeah.
And honestly,
and I mean, it's a classic JRPG. Like they don't feel like anybody wants that except Japanese people.
Yeah,
they're racist against us Americans and Europeans.
Basically, I mean, I saw at one point someone posted in one of the comments. It was just like, "This is what happens when you give us something that's a cut above like I Am Setsuna," and
that's all this is too. Like it's not even that great a game. It's just a cut above I Am Setsuna, and I Am Setsuna was decent. It just
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
But
wait, Devin. It got restocked in Japan.
Yeah. And then sold out in 3 hours. Which is so good. Square has issued 2 apologies over this whole thing because they're just like, we don't know what to tell you. Like, we don't have enough. Go buy it digital if you care that much. Oh, I also forgot to mention the Wayfarer edition is currently available on Amazon, and that's the $100 one that comes with the pop-up book. So,
which honestly, for all the stuff you get in there, that's totally worth $40.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I'm sad I didn't buy it now. In hindsight, but
I mean, just return it. If you buy the Wayfarer, we can check with Echo because I know Echo bought it. If you buy the Wayfarer edition, I'm pretty sure you get a shrink wrap box that you could then return to Amazon and say that was your original purchase, and then
the back of the game that comes in there isn't the same as the back of the game that comes like from the store. See how like this has all this info on the back of it?
Mm-hmm.
The one that comes in the back is just art. There's none of this is here. It's just art. So I don't know. Like, there's not even a barcode. So I don't know that they would like be able to do that, or how they would do that, or if they would catch me doing that.
Yeah, they'd probably catch you.
I don't know.
I don't know either. I mean, all I'm saying is buy a shrink wrap machine. This is worth it. I'm trying to get you Wayfarer edition here. Like, work with me a little bit.
I don't need it. I have Yooka-Laylee and Golf Story, and then I have Valkyria Chronicles 4 and Moonlighter coming on the same day in September.
But you also canceled Monster Hunter.
Yeah, I canceled Monster Hunter because I was watching some gameplay of it and I was like, that looks not my jam, not fun for me.
Yeah.
So,
which has been in the back of my mind, and I've been afraid to say it. So,
I mean, he just runs up, hits the dude a bunch, gets destroyed, runs away behind a pillar, drinks a potion, runs back up, hits the dude a bunch. Like, it just didn't look enjoyable. And the mob wasn't attacking him. The mob was just attacking in a circle, and he just kept getting hit by it. It didn't look. I don't know what's wrong with you. That's all I'm trying to say. I'm
just gonna put the show title as like Colin hates Monster Hunter or something like that. Send your hate mail to Colin.
I will say, when World comes out, I'm gonna give it a try on PC. And I've never played a Monster Hunter before, but the World is supposed to be like, if you've never played it before, this is a good baby's first Monster Hunter.
I hope so. I will probably also be playing that. But we've gone so far afield.
I'm willing to be proven wrong. But anyways, talking about dragons and monsters and stuff, Dragon Quest Twitter account announces no Switch version this year. Lame.
So the direct quote was, "It is still in development, but it's also quite a ways off." I think that I looked at the changes that they made from Unreal Engine 3 to 4, and I will see that there's very clearly a lot going on there that will require a fair amount of work. But I don't want there to be. I want this game. Actually, I really shouldn't want this game because I don't have time for this game, but that's not the point. So yeah, it's coming. I think that with all of this like Octopath stuff, that it's going to kind of kick them into high gear, just given that Octopath is a very Japan-focused game, as they said in their interview last week, and it's doing amazing here. So,
what else has Acquire made before? Is Acquire the company that made Octopath? Do you know?
I have no idea.
Okay, I'm sorry. It was a tangent anyway. Sorry, keep going.
Dragon Quest Q&A. So yeah, they're doing a dev Q&A coming up soon. There's a link in the show notes for info on how to do that. Basically, there's a hashtag or there's an email you can send stuff to, so it's just do that. So yeah, this is not coming anytime soon, and I cry.
As long as it doesn't pull a Kingdom Hearts 3 on you, it's not that bad.
Truth.
Speaking of games that I want, I don't care what you think, a new Digimon game has been announced, and it looks cool, I think. I don't know anything about this.
We don't really know. So someone got an early copy of Famitsu and then posted that it was coming, but didn't actually post any details, so we knew about it for a while. And then we finally got Famitsu screens, and the Famitsu screens, there's the picture of the Famitsu spread in the show notes, and it looks pretty good. So what we know so far is that it will be called Digimon Survive. It will have 2D and 3D elements. We don't know where those 2D and 3D elements are. We know that the battles will be strategy RPG title or tactic style fights with grid-based movement. But they also specifically call out that that it is an adventure game with upbringing elements. Okay, so I'm basically reading from the Google translated Famitsu article at this point. We also know that there are adventure parts that have you exploring, looking for specific locations, which battles play out in any grid-based instance. We've covered that. And they call it a survival game, which to me creates all kinds of weird connections. I think, Minecraft, I think Rust, I think PUBG kind of.
I'm thinking Resident Evil games.
Yeah, exactly.
Digimon.
Survival is just such a weird word to put on a game like this. I don't really know what that's going to mean, so I'm into it. As I said in the Discord, my pre-order is already in, let's go, but I don't really know what to think of this game.
I want to know what to think. I kind of want to like Digimon, and it looks like the pictures look good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I feel like there's something there. I feel like I might like it, but I would also like to know anything more about it.
Yeah. I mean, it's coming to Japan first, so we'll see it fairly extensively there, but also the main character's partner is Agumon, because of course.
Yeah, that's the Pikachu of Digimon.
Exactly.
Yeah. Ready to move on? Let's move on. This is kind of a train wreck. What does this say? Dragon Ball FighterZ Z has DLC and beta news.
Z.
It's not Z. It's not Z.
I mean, it's Z for most of the world.
It's Dragon Fighters.
Anyway, Dragon Ball FighterZ has DLC and beta news. So the bad news is OG Vegeta and OG Goku are going to be paid DLC. So like first Vegeta Saga, Goku and Vegeta are going to be paid DLC only. Which, yeah, I mean that one. There's going to be a lot of backlash on that. That's just those are two of the biggest characters in the series, as far as I know it. Like, as someone who knows Dragon Ball through nostalgia reasons,
that's over 9,000 Vegeta that they're making you pay for.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
So yeah. But on a better note, we also know about the beta news. So there's going to be a beta test run similar to how ARMS did it, how Mario Tennis did it, how we're hoping Smash did it. Spoilers. And that will be coming out this August. We don't have a date for that, but we do know. So this is interesting. We know that the Japanese version and the American version is coming out in the same month. We don't know if it's coming out at the same time. What we also don't know. So okay, the tweet was worded kind of weirdly. So it said, with additional Loki multiplayer features, and then 3 bullet points: local 2v2. No, it said 2v2, 1v1, and offline 6-player party match. So, and maybe I'm reading too much into this, as I have a tendency to do. I don't know why they would say local multiplayer options and then specify one of them as offline only. Like, that's kind of a weird... You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah, I mean, I guess because maybe you can do 2v2 and 1v1 online, but you can only do 6-player off.
So that's what I'm taking from this, but they don't at any point specify online.
Yeah. Well, I mean, for a game like that, I have to imagine 12 characters moving around. No, it's going to be 3v3, right? Is that what that is? Six players? Or is that 12? Is that 6v6? Either way, that sounds like way too much like netcode for a little Switch and console game to try to handle.
Yeah. I don't know.
So that sounds to me like that has to be offline. But the other ones, yeah, 2v2 online and 1v1 online and also offline. That's a big deal.
Yeah. So that'll be exciting. I'm into this. My pre-order's already in for this. As an aside that I didn't actually put into the show notes, the registration numbers for Evo is like the World Series of fighting game tournaments, for those not in the know. And the registration numbers came out recently, and Fighter Z has, I think it was like 100 more than the next game, and then that was like, so yeah. So this game has the most fan participation right now for this year's Evo, which is a big deal. So I think there may have been something to what you said about it being very competitive.
Well, it also came out this year too, didn't it? Like January this year. So yeah, I mean, yeah, it definitely did. So yeah. I participated in the PlayStation 4 and the Xbone and the PC all had betas ahead of their release too, and I remember playing in the PS4 one.
Mm-hmm.
So it's exciting stuff. I'm glad that it's coming to the Switch. I honestly didn't think they were going to do it, so I'm glad to see it coming. Yeah. And also Evo, I guess. Who cares? You care. I don't care.
I care. It's a big deal. Oh, so Echo says offline local mode right now is only 3v3 with one person controlling one team of 3. Oh, yeah, but that's... Oh, I see. So he's saying 1v1 and 2v2 are in addition to the 3v3 mode, so... Yeah. In any case, that's that. Also, yes, it is Z. I don't care what you say. Moving on.
All right. Next up, the first 2 Sega Ages games have been given a release date. What do we got?
So we have... Oh, just as a reminder, Sega Ages is these retro re-releases that Sega's doing. And so far we know about, the whole list is Sonic the Hedgehog 1, Thunder Force 4, Alex the Kid, Gain Ground, and Phantasy Star. And those are probably most of the games you don't know what they are, huh?
I know the first one and the last one.
You know Phantasy Star? That's amazing.
Of course I do. Phantasy Star is huge.
In any case, the first 2 games there in that list are confirmed for August in Japan, so Sonic the Hedgehog and Thunder Force 4. We do know also that there's going to be enhanced features from both, which is kind of cool. Thunder Force is going to have online leaderboards, and now I'm going to say things that I don't know what they mean. It will have the Sticks mode from the Sega Saturn version. It will have an easier kids mode version, and then there was one more mode that I didn't actually write down because I'm a terrible journalist. And yeah, so I love this, like, very minor improvements onto an old game. This Nintendo's kind of giving us the same thing with the... Oh god, what are they calling it? The Switch Online.
Virtual console? Well, it's not Virtual Console anymore. What is it now?
we've done this recently. I don't actually know if there's a name for it, so who knows. In any case, yeah. So this sort of like slightly enhanced versions. We know that Sonic is going to have spin dash, which is so it's where you like crouch down and hit the button, and then you like wind up. Did you ever play?
Is that what spin dash is?
Yeah,
because I feel like spin dash is when he's already in the ball, and then you do a little jump in the air.
No, I talked about this with
Like-
Echo, and Echo's a giant Sonic nerd, so I trust Echo.
Okay, I know they had that in OG Sonic because I played OG Sonic.
No. I will show you my sources after because I actually researched this.
My mind will be blown if that's not in there.
In any case, it will also have the Mega Play arcade version, which this was weird to me. They did a stand-up arcade of Sonic, which yeah. So that version will also be there. They will both be. Echo says he's here to answer any Sonic-related questions, so hit him up after the show. These versions will be at 925 yen, which is about I think it was like $8.15 or something. So very cheap, which is what I'm into. I will probably pick up Phantasy Star for $8. Like I'm into this.
I have a question for Echo. Why is there a pink one? Why is there a pink Sonic? All right, keep going.
We also know that these will be coming to the West, but we don't have any news about the release dates. We don't know if these are going to be simul releases or what, but we do know eventually they're coming. I'm expecting we'll probably see a little bit of a delay, but not too long. Like, especially with like Sonic, there's no localization there. It's like fix the menus. I don't think that game even had dialogue. I'm sure Echo will pipe in a minute to tell me if OG Sonic had dialogue. So yeah, is there anything off that list that you actually care about, by the way?
Nope. I have Sonic Mania, so that scratches that list or that itch for me, and I don't care about Phantasy Star, and I don't even know what Thunder Force 4 and Alex Kidd and Game Ground are. So nope.
Didn't have a Genesis, you scrub.
I did have a Genesis. I had Golden Axe, and I had Sonic and Knuckles, and I had Sonic 2 and 3 and 1. I guess I didn't have 1 because I don't remember not being able to do the spin dash thing. I had I had some stuff. Fight me. Also, it wasn't mine. It was my best friend's growing up, so I was poor. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about stuff that I did have. Pokemon. Game Freak director Junichi Masuda catches up with Famitsu.
And it was a big interview. It was very large, and most of it was about Let's Go, and a lot of it was very fluffy. The full link is in the show notes. There's a lot there. I'm heavily pulling stuff out of here because again I felt very fluffy to me. So one of the core ideas in the interview was the Game Freak is trying to combine the best mechanics of core games and Pokemon Go. He points out that the absence of wild Pokemon battles, it was one of those like very heated discussions that they had on how to, and it was super terrifying for him to like make that call to finally push for it, which I mean that makes sense because it's one of those things that's been in every game. You know, it's kind of a core mechanic in my mind, which is interesting because apparently they don't change the core mechanics, but whatever. He also says that so part of why they're changing this up like they are is because they're trying to prevent the game from becoming stale, which to me feels like a little bit late. The game's already pretty stale in my mind. Like, we've been playing the exact same game for 3 generations, and I know I'm going to get hate for that, but here we are. He also throws out that they're trying to make the game easier to beat, which he references the lack of random battles, the addition of Pokemon being visible before you encounter them, and then there's some additional supplementary features which make the game easier to play. He specifically calls this out after saying that it was not easy, but it was possible to get lost in Pokemon Yellow and just not know what to do to progress the game. And then he said there are supplementary features to help prevent that, so this game is not targeted at me, and I need to remember that every time I talk about it or think about it or hear it or anything, because I start to get...
I mean, there's debate that it's even a mainline title at all. It's meant for... We were talking about this a little bit before the show, like earlier today. It's meant for Pogo players who have never played a Pokemon game, and they disrespect their intelligence level because you have certain requirements to go into certain gyms.
We'll get there. That's a new story. Hold on. That's next, actually.
This is not like, stop if you want Pokemon 2019, ignore this. This isn't for you.
I mean, I have to buy this. I hosted a Nintendo
You don't-
Switch show.
You don't have to buy it because I like Pogo and I like Pokemon, and I'll buy it and I'll tell you.
I feel like this is one of those games that we have to have a conversation about. Like, there's a few games that you have to like. Breath of the Wild would have been one of them. Pokemon Mainline is definitely going to be one of them. Smash is another one of them.
Three Houses is going to be one of them. Fire Emblem.
No, yeah.
Okay. I wasn't sure how big a nerd you were because I'm all about that. I cannot wait.
I know. I'm ready for Fates 2.0.
Oh my god! I swear to God, I'll break my Switch over my knee. You heard it here first.
Anyway, Junichi Masuda goes on to talk about Pokemon 2019, and it was a very small little note. He said that they're trying to allow you to bring Pokemon between games going forward. He specifically said it was specifically in response to a question about Let's Go to 2019 transfers, but the way he worded it implied between all games. So I don't know how that'll work out. I don't like this idea very much, but
well, I mean, if you put it in the Pokemon Bank, you can take it out in any game. So I guess in theory, as long as you have Go, you can put it from Pogo into Go, and then from Let's Go into the Pokemon Bank. That might be what he's talking about.
This is all after I stopped playing the game, so I stopped playing before they got internet connectivity, so okay, sorry. That's yours.
No, I mean, I kind of already talked about this a little bit, but in other Pokemon news, we learned something fun air quotes about the gyms.
And everybody rejoiced. Everybody was really excited about this. So before entering a gym, there will be requirements for you to have in your party. The example given was before you enter Pewter Gym, you have to have either a water or grass Pokemon. I saw one news outlet specify that there would also be level requirements and party size requirements, but I couldn't find that corroborated anywhere else, so I don't know how true
because that was speculation.
Okay, yeah. So that's yeah. And yeah, I mean, as we've said, that it feels like an insult upon our intelligence. They're assuming that we're too dumb to realize that.
Who is this? They're aiming for a market, a very, very specific market. This market is people who play Pogo, but have not played a Pokemon main series game, but are so dumb that they can't figure out like fire beats grass. These elements are in regular Pokemon Go. It's not like you don't need to be educated on how to beat a grass type.
No.
Let's Go.
If it were an education thing, I'd be all for it. If it were like, oh, you lost to Brock for the third time, maybe you should put some water Pokemon in your party. Or maybe like as you walk in, there was a pop-up that was like, you talk to the guy and the guy's like, oh, well, water is strong against this. If you go here, you'll find water Pokemon to get. Like, I'm okay with that.
If this isn't an education mechanic, then what is it? The point is to make sure that you're prepared for the gym.
Yeah. But it's handholdy and condescending. It's not education. It's you don't know what you're doing.
If you take a Venusaur to a Moltres raid in Pokemon Go, you're just gonna fail. Like this, people coming from Pokemon Go will already know this. So like, I have to imagine this is aimed at the 7-year-old who plays Pokemon Go in his spare time. Like he's got a daily commute to and from work, the office, but he's 7, so he's not mentally there yet, mature enough yet to figure this out on his own. Like, who is this for? Besides me, and I'm dumb.
yeah. That was the joke made in Discord. Was this is for me because those games are hard. Okay.
Sorry, rant over.
The one thing that will make this okay for me is if it's a one-time requirement. If when I walk in the gym, he's like, "Oh, show me your water Pokemon," and then you can go back to the Pokemon Center and swap it out, then sure, fine, whatever. I still think that it's condescending and handholdy and not necessary, and would be better served by a text box that says, hey, do this, or this is a good idea. But at that point, at least I can stomach it. And that's, yeah, so I don't know. I'm hoping for that. Because I am going to buy this game because I hate myself. I
just want that free Mew from the Pokeball. That's what I'm here for.
How much is that going to cost? Do we know? Is that 40?
I have pre-ordered, but I don't remember what the price is off the top of my head.
You were just like Pokemon stuff and done.
Let's see. Yeah, basically. It's going to be $50, $49.99. Pokeball Plus arrives the same day as Let's Go on my Amazon right now.
This will be another game that has shortages on release, and then I'll be really sad because I don't pre-order it.
They stopped taking pre-orders for I want to say Eevee. Maybe it was Eevee and Pikachu, but they're like for a minute there, you couldn't pre-order him anymore on Amazon.
And they were just like, hold on, let's make sure that we're gonna have the stock for this.
Yeah, basically.
Anyway,
yeah, ready to move on. Enter the Gungeon got a free DLC update just ahead of you buying it.
No, just after. This is why I bought it. Yeah. Because
okay.
So with the free DLC update, it also went half off on sale for all platforms, making it a grand total of $750 if I remember correctly. And I forgot to check that. I meant to check that if that was still running, but as of yesterday at like noon it was, which is when I bought it. Yeah, you should get it because it's a good game. Like it's fun. It's a bullet hell, and bullet hell kind of, as we said earlier, crits both of our brains apparently. So, in any case, the update added video capture, which I'm always for, and then it added a bunch of new items, enemies, and synergies. But I don't know what that means yet because I've not put enough time into the game. Can you enlighten us? What are synergies?
It's been so long since I've played it, so no, I can't. Unless those are the abilities, I have no idea what that would be off the top of my head.
I have no idea either. In any case, this is a thing. Go check it out. It doesn't have a demo, sadly, so.
Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. I feel like that'd be the perfect game to have a demo. Like, it'd be easy to do.
Yeah. Just one run or something. Yeah. Anyway.
You ready for some BuzzFeed? I haven't BuzzFeeded you enough yet. So, Spyro for the Nintendo Switch confirmed. You heard it here first.
Literally first, because nobody else has said this because it's not actually true. However, on the official website, this is a couple of days ago. If you had your region set to the EU or UK, no, it was UK specific, and selected the pre-order option, one of the drop-down menu options was the Nintendo Switch version, and that's not something that happens by accident. That's not a copy and paste kind of issue. That's somebody.
We also saw a screen grab last week where it said all of the things, including PC, and then it said Nintendo Switch twice. So, I mean, that doesn't sound like it was a mistake, but that sounds like that's a mistake.
I mean, it's a mistake that it's visible. I don't think it's a mistake that it's there. We've also, so Nintendo also had on one of their shop websites that they had a listing for the game. Like, at this point, it stops being... It's the broken clock, but it keeps pointing to the exact same time. So maybe it's right.
Twice a day, it's right.
Exactly. And today it says Spyro for the Switch confirmed, which is definitely going on my pre-order list if it actually gets formally announced.
100%. Same.
Really?
Again, it's those games. Like, Spyro is the reason I bought Yooka-Laylee. Spyro is the reason I thought I might be okay with Smo. And I keep getting reminded. I liked Spyro more than I liked Banjo-Kazooie, which I know Yooka-Laylee is based off Banjo-Kazooie, but spiritual successor. But Spyro was my game, my PS1 dream that I've been chasing ever since.
The purple dragon?
Yeah, literally, yes.
Is that...
I think I even made the joke.
Well, I'm just going to steal it from you on the air because this is what I do. So, realistically, have some self-awareness here. Would you play this if you bought it, or would you just buy it and then ignore it?
I would do the same thing I did with Smo and Yooka-Laylee. I'll play it until it frustrates me, and then I'll never play it again.
Fair enough.
But I'll have it, and that's what matters, is I'll have it.
It'll just
so when I fly to Japan for 14 hours, I might pull it out, you know? Because I might get bored. It's 14 hours each way. So I have 28 total hours that I could dedicate to it. Except Pokemon 2019 could come out right before that flight, which would be a dream for me.
That's Q3.
It won't, yeah, I know.
It's Q3, Q4 at least.
I'll fight you. Anyway, let's move on. Mario Kart got a promised update. Is it another kart and skin?
No, that's what we're talking about, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, they talked about this, like, I think the week before last week. I don't remember exactly. Where they were like, oh, Mario Kart's getting updates. And I really hope that this is not all they were talking about. Because if it's literally just... Anyway, it is a alternative costume for the Link character, a motorcycle, the motorcycle from Breath of the Wild, as well as a new pair of wheels and the paraglider. And yeah, as I was saying, they promised this update, and if this is all we get, I'm going to be really sad. We saw a leak, air quotes, very heavy air quotes because I think it's shenanigans, but whatever. About how we were going to be getting 2 new cups. I think he also said new characters. So, and that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that this isn't all we get because I want more Mario Kart. I want a reason to go back and, beat all your scrub selves at Mario Kart because I really like that game.
You take it a little too seriously.
You and Echo can cry to each other about it, as well as my whole local nerd group. Also, yeah, you and Jasmine.
All right, let's move on. Let's save you from myself. Roller Coaster Tycoon Adventures this fall.
Yay! Except not. I don't know. I want to be excited about this game, but I'm so afraid of it. So the team that makes this game is also the team that did the phone game. There's a lot of speculation going around that it's just going to be a port of the phone game with the monetization, the microtransactions ripped out. And in my experience, when they do that, they tend to kind of band-aid over the mechanics that made the microtransactions work. And it tends to not work out super well. So that's my concern, is that we're going to see what was meant to be a free-to-play microtransaction game, just without the microtransactions available. So, I don't know. We'll see. There is a full feature list on the website linked in the show notes, and it's mostly what you would expect. We've got, there's a wooden roller coaster and a bronze roller coaster and a space-themed roller coaster and terraforming, and then there's different biomes and there's ride customization. It's got the roller coaster bullet points that we all expect. The only the new thing that they were talking about was that there will be something they're calling event mode. And they say, this is a direct quote, you'll have to make decisions with that's a weird quote that I didn't catch the first time. You will have to make decisions when you are presented with park events, which makes me think of, like, if you ever played, I don't actually know if this was in the newer ones. In older school SimCity, you'd get little pop-ups that are like, people are mad about your taxes on this. You can lower the taxes and make these people mad, or you can raise the or leave the taxes as they are and make these other people mad, and it lowers and raises your favor in the city. So I'm expecting this will be kind of like that, where a safety inspector tells you that there's an issue with your roller coaster. Do you want to fix it or not? And if it costs money, or eventually you'll kill people. So of course,
guests also complain in the older games, and then you can just like read their complaints and be like, they think the park is too dirty. Oh, okay, so hire more maintenance staff. Stuff like that, yeah.
So
my favorite was you could charge them to use the bathrooms, and then they would complain about there being a 10-cent fee to use the bathrooms. So I turned it up to $1. That's what you get.
And now we're learning that Colin is a sociopath. So are you gonna fulfill all your sociopathic fantasies with this game when it comes out?
This feels so violently like the wrong platform for the game. Like, I guess it would depend on the price point, because I love these games. I've always loved these games. I've always bought them for PC though, so I don't know. Yeah. If it's cheap enough, then I will buy it digitally and just see how I like it on the Switch, and then I won't be upset if I don't ever play it again.
As you tend to do.
Yeah, the Switch is my new Steam. Slowly.
Fair enough. Yeah, I'm basically in the same boat where I'll actually probably wait on reviews and see what people say before I buy it. But I want to like it.
Same, yeah.
So.
All right, let's move on to everybody's favorite developer. Mostly just Devon's favorite developer. The guy who's always super concise and clear with all of his information. Sakurai had a feature in Famitsu. What do you say? And do we know what any of it means this time?
I actually like this feature. It's fairly clear cut. There's not a lot of like equivocation or dancing. It's I think that they may actually be a Sakurai body double that Nintendo has planted, because that makes more sense at this point to me. So he starts off by talking about how he was terrified that Smash Ultimate would leak, and he talks about how the team didn't print anything onto hard copies. They printed nothing. They didn't set up any displays for E3, and the Nintendo like monitor that showed the Direct at E3 had nothing on it until the presentation actually started, because they were so afraid that by some weird glitch it would pop up. He said that most Nintendo employees didn't even know what the hook was until the reveal of the actual game. So, and I could respect this, especially in a world like, we saw a lot of leaks out of E3. A lot of it was paper too, where it was just like, this person had printed out the Nintendo booth map that would map out all the stuff. Like, No, he did it well. He played it well. So,
I don't. What was he afraid of? It being leaked before E3?
yeah, the everybody
okay,
will
but
be there.
They leaked it before E3.
No,
like what specifically?
The fact that everybody would be coming back from old games. That was the big thing that he was worried about.
Okay.
Yeah. So, he also says that he lost about 13 pounds because of the work he's putting into Smash. He says that people walk up to him and say, "You're looking a little emaciated there, buddy. Maybe you should take care of yourself." And he goes, "I'm fine. I'll be fine."
But that's just Japanese culture. That has nothing to do with this game specifically. The Japanese will pass out on the streets on the way home from work because they just overwork themselves.
I just like the people are commenting on it, and he's just like, "No, I'm fine." He also says that he doesn't think the whole roster will ever appear again, and that likely the next game will probably have a smaller total roster. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. See,
well, hold on. The next game. I thought this was the last game.
And that
Devin, there's never been a port before.
Let
me just get them all in real quick.
He addresses that point with his next box quote, where he says, he's not stressing too much of the future. He's focusing on the current game. And so that to me, I think that's what he means when he says there will be no games going forward, is that he's just trying to focus on the one in front of him. In any case, though, as I was trying to say, if you look at every Smash game prior to this one, they've always had an increased roster size. The original one had 12 or 15? And then Melee had a bunch. Just count them in your head real quick. Yeah. So Melee had a fair amount, and then I think Brawl. I don't actually know between Brawl and Melee. I was kind of out of the console scene at that point, but yeah, I don't know. I'm pretty sure that these games have been increasing in roster size every game, so I don't necessarily know if I believe that, but yeah, pretty clear cut. I was proud of him for this interview. He didn't say anything dumb. He didn't, double speak at all.
I mean, he still said some dumb stuff. Let's be real.
Okay, there's only anyway. This is one of those you got to set your expectations appropriately, and you're expecting too much.
That's fair. That's fair. You ready to move on? Are we done with Sakurai? Okay. Nintendo's Bill Trinen, I'm gonna guess that's how you say that. Trinen was asked more questions about Smash Ultimate. Thank God it's not Sakurai now.
Well, see, the problem here is that Bill Trinen doesn't actually have anything to like.
That's fine because he's gonna give us better content than Sakurai would have anyway.
That's fair. So he basically sidesteps the two questions asked. He was asked about a pre-release beta, and he said, "Hopefully, we will have some news on that as we get closer to launch." He then went on to say, "However, we have a few things to talk about down the road between now and December." So I don't know what that means. Implying that there's an announcement for Smash kind of blows my mind a little bit. Again, I've said this before. I kind of thought that we were done with Smash news. I figured we'd gotten the information we were going to get out of it. So the idea that there's more to tell is kind of exciting. And then he also goes on to say that when he was asked about DLC, he just kind of sidestepped that one and said, we'll see what they want to do. It's got a big roster already. We're not sure we're going to put DLC. They're going to put DLC. It's free money. There's no way they don't. So, and the important takeaway for me here is that he didn't say no in either question. He did not say no, and that. So I'm thinking that we're getting good news out of these.
It's free money, but they won't put it in Octopath. Stupid DLC. Give me this.
Just give you another character.
Or two.
Or another 8.
I'm not mad, you're mad. No, don't give me 8. Jeez. I need to play something else eventually.
Fair enough.
Give me one more job, one more character, and then be done with it. But anyway, let's move on to actually relevant stuff. Monster Hunter Worlds or Monster Hunter, Generations Double Cross. That's what it is, right? Or is it XX?
It's Double Cross, yeah.
Okay. So Monster Hunter Generations Double Cross, longest title in history, got delayed for reasons you wouldn't guess.
It's because of Worlds.
Oh crap! Did you like that Freudian slip I had at the start of it? Yeah,
that was good.
I'm reading ahead before I'm even done the line I'm on.
That works out really well. But yeah, it's because they were focusing on Worlds and they just didn't have the resources to allocate to put both games out. So they were.
Yeah, it's not even out on PC yet. So
Worlds, yeah,
Worlds.
I know.
Yeah.
It's I think it's September or August. It's late this year. So yeah.
I want to say it's October.
Oh, is it October? Fine.
I don't know.
yeah, I don't know. I know that it's not this month, and that's all that I care about. So, but yeah, I mean, this doesn't. Capcom's a really small company apparently, and they can't afford the money to put 2 teams out for a game. Both games, well, Worlds at least. Worlds is doing really well, so I don't know. Capcom does Capcom things, and I'm always confused. Do you have thoughts on Worlds, Generations, Double Cross?
I'm sad that I might become a Capcom fan. That's all. I'm just hesitant, you know?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Capcom has a tendency to not treat their fans well.
To be awful. I already have one of those, so I don't need another one. Intelligent Systems beats me up every day.
Just go buy. I hear there's a new bikini pack in Fire Emblem Heroes that you could go spend $100.
I will murder you.
And with that, on to the question of the time period. This is going to be the last week of this for this one, so if you want to get your voice in, you should do that now. So our question of this time period is, how do you feel about physical pre-order bonuses? And this was in regards to Shantae's art book and Valkyria Chronicles 4's controller skin English. So the options were: 1, I love it and it definitely pushes me over the edge on pre-orders. 2, I don't care at all either way. 3, they're cool but they will not force a decision for me. And finally, boo to all pre-order bonuses. You like how I lost count there and decided to just and
11-teen, boo to all pre-order bonuses.
Exactly. And you could have your voice heard at bit.ly/DSNpoll39, alternatively on the Discord at bit.ly/DSN Discord. I know the link to my Discord. And with that about wraps us up for the show tonight. Guess we're just doing link segments today. Anyway, if you want to email the show, you can do so at desyncednerds@gmail.com. If you prefer tweeters, you can tweet at the show at desyncednerds, or at either of us individually. I'm at Kulana, Kulanah, and he is at DSN Colin, DSNCOLIN. Send all of your hate for Monster Hunter hate or whatever. I don't know. He crapped on something today. Yeah. Just if you had a bad day, at DSN Colin. It's very cathartic. I've done it numerous times. If you want to support the show, we are on Patreon at patreon.com/desyncednerds. If you want to do so non-monetarily, you can rate and review us on iTunes or Stitcher, and we will read those right before the question of the time period. If you want to catch us live, we will be live next Monday at 6:30 PST. No, not next Monday. Next Monday is my vacation. What are we recording? We're recording Sunday, I think. Is that right?
Sunday,
yeah. Next Sunday at an undetermined time because Sundays are weird. But yeah, I'm being better about us recording on time at least, and we were only like 10 minutes late today, so ha! But yeah, those are all at twitch.tv/desyncednerds. And again, we're on Discord at bit.ly/DSN Discord. Thanks for listening, everybody.
Peace.